Hey, what's up, everybody? Look, welcome back to really the Life of an Average Joe podcast. Catch a Buzz with Brandon. Now, if you remember, a couple of years ago, I brought back the segment Catch a Buzz with Brandon, and I'm bringing it back. Now, it's late today. I've had some technical difficulties. I want to do it earlier, but when you take your son to school and you've got all these things going on, you got to go late, okay? So, I want you to know that this is going to be a weekly thing, probably daily of some sort, at least several times a week. We're still adjusting everything. But in the meantime, every day or every Catch a Buzz with Brandon, I'm going to come on and just talk about the first thing that's on my mind. Could be Guardians of the Galaxy, could be coffee, could be the fact that I've got to finish this patio and blow all these leaves away. Could be all that. But right now, I think it's the most important thing is to discuss the fact that we are in a media blackout. That's true. If you go to Facebook or anything in the meta and you type in France and search, you would be amazed at the pictures you see. The beauty of France, from wine, models, tourist spots, all the beauty of France. But when you go to TikTok and hit search France, guess what you find? What's really going on? You actually find the devastation, the trash in the streets, the protest, the burning, everything, the revolution that is essentially happening over there. You find that, but yet over in Meta, nowhere to be found. You type in Tennessee in the metaverse, and it is strictly prohibited. What I mean by that is 90% of what is going on in Tennessee right now, or has been since last week, since the school shooting, is prohibited. They're showing you other stuff. They're showing you just bits and pieces. But if you go on TikTok, you will find out that right now, what is happening with thousands of students protesting and essentially the government in the Tennessee pulling their fascist rank by pulling people out that combat them. That is all over there. See, this is why the government wants to ban TikTok. It has nothing to do with China. They don't want you to know what's going on. Now, if you go to the American side, forget China, let's just look at Twitter. All politicians are talking about three things right now. Kamala Harris is talking about nothing. Oh, we're devastated by the tragedy of the tornadoes, which, yeah, as you should be in Arkansas. But that's it. She's been more active on Twitter for the past 2 weeks, or her millennial that's posting for her has been more active on Twitter the past 3 weeks than she's been in the last 2 years. President Biden, who really doesn't even know what Twitter is, I've built the strongest economy ever. We're making America, not making America great again. That's a different thing. We're building America back, but better. I mean, just pointless tweets. Then you have the other side talking about drag queens and Trump. Nobody's talking about the issues going on in Tennessee. Nobody's talking about that. The Republican Party essentially is kicking people out of the Capitol that oppose them. I mean, talking about expelling people. This is unreal. Nobody's talking about that secretly. Governor DeSantis just basically, and I say secretly, he did it openly, but nobody's talking about it. Just permitless carry in Florida. Nobody. It's not talked about. It's not talked about that in Florida, in Tennessee, that students are marching in protest. And you know what? I stand with you. You should march. You should absolutely march for whatever you believe in. And you should be peaceful about it, but you should be angry. Nobody's talking about the lives that were lost anymore. We're more concerned with addressing what the shooter is and their pronouns. We're more concerned with blaming drag queens, transgenders, the entire group for a select few. Haven't we done that before as a society? We're more concerned with the NRA lining our pockets than we are with dead children. If you listen to the Republican Party, And look, I'm not letting Democrats off the hook either. They don't care about you either. But if you listen to the standing statement from the Republican Party, banning AR-15s will not save anybody. Okay? Banning guns will not save anybody. It's our Second Amendment right. We need more guns to protect the children. Data says otherwise. There's 400 million guns in the U.S., give or take. I think those numbers are larger, but let's just say that. But they need more to save the children. Okay. Their solution is if we protect the schools like we protect the president and celebrities, everything will be okay. Okay. So let's just break this down and look at it the proper way. Let's just look at it. If we spend the money to hire not Paul Blart, not some rent-a-cop, but legitimate Secret Service trained professionals in our schools, what's the number? Is the number based on this many students we have two, this many students we have three? Are the schools going to pay for that? Are taxpayers like myself going to pay for that once again? Or is that going to be a supplemental government fund to pay for that? Okay. Well, there's no price. It doesn't matter where the money comes from. There's no price to protect our children. Okay. If they're stationed, are they stationed at each entrance or just the main entrance? Because let's look at it, for example, with one of the high schools by me. That's thousands of students. If you put one trained guard at the entrance, and let's just say one of these weirdos with an AR decides to go through the main entrance, the chances of that guard seeing them pretty great. The chances of this trained guard taking them out, okay, guys, there's construction going on, so just deal with it, could be good, right? Could be good. But what if, since there's no metal detectors, since there's nobody patting down these kids, what if the kid, much like what happened in Oxford, what happened in Columbine, what happened in I can keep going, what happened at MGM, what if they already got the weapon inside the school and they're in third period on the second floor, the opposite side of the building? The one security guard is up front, and the shooting begins in the classroom. By the time anybody gets there, by the time the security guard gets there, how many children are unalived? How many teachers are unalived? How many innocent victims are unalived? Because in this school that I'm referring to, I don't care who you are, unless you're the Flash, you're not making there in time. And as fast as those AR-15s can pop off, you bet the victim number is going to be even higher than the casings. So how many? 5, 10? You're against metal detectors in the school. The same people that talk about arming the schools and arming teachers are against metal detectors because they don't want their kids to go to a prison for school. But yet you want armed guards there. I'm not understanding it. And I guess the biggest thing to me is, and I need everybody to understand, I am not against the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is important. Second Amendment, especially what's going on in the censorship of our country right now and other countries, it's important. But when the Second Amendment is abused and used and articulated and manipulated, just like anything else, we have to look at it. So, as I sit here and I see the protests from teachers and students, and I literally see a group that has lined their pockets with NRA handouts shoot down, no pun intended, kids and protesters and expel those that are against them, that is tyranny. It's not about the people anymore. Your government, our government, is not about the people anymore. From Biden down to Governor Abbott, Governor completely out of touch in Tennessee, they don't care about you. Down to the groups of the small Democrats and the young Republicans and the young Democrats out there, they have toted the line with the flashcards of their party for so long that they don't even know what they're fighting for. This isn't about a party. This is about you, me, and the future. If Tylenol was out there unaliving people left and right, what would you do? You would pull it off the shelves until you could come up with a plan. Am I right? You'd pull it off the shelves. It might not be the answer, but it would be a start. So if I look at Parkland, Vegas, Oxford, Uvalde, Tennessee, do you want me to keep going? And I see the common denominator is the easy accessibility of an AR-15, and that's the weapon of choice. What do? We don't ask people to turn them in. We stop selling them. We ban them for a minute. At least stop it right now. Stop production for citizens. Stop selling them, and we stop it right then and there to look at it and move forward until we can come up with a solution. And there's not one singular solution. There isn't. There isn't. It's pieces of solutions, but we can't take pieces of solutions and create something tangible if we're bickering, arguing, and censoring each other. We can't. Again, if Tylenol was the unaliver in the pharmacy, you would ban it. You would remove it off the shelves until you could figure out what was going on. But yet we sit here and we complain about removing an AR-15 that you can get for $400 at the age of 18. We cringe at another law, another background check. We cringe at raising it to 21. We cringe at that. That's the least they can do, but we cringe at it. But yet we have our politicians pointing the finger. We have, I can't even say Taylor Greene anymore. I can't deal with her. Her spewing lies, spewing hypocrisy, and she's got a seat. Your taxpayer dollars pay for her security and her period. Rand Paul's the only one that's making sense right now. So that means I have no idea what's going on in the world. Guys, we have to wake up. You have to. So I want to say to everybody out there that is protesting, that is writing their congressman, that is calling their congressman, that is blasting social media with this on any platform, that is given to local organizations to stand up for whatever you believe in, continue. Do not let up. Everybody in Tennessee, all those kids, I wish you were right next door because I would march with you. I believe in you. Get off your butts and do what you're doing. And I'm proud of you for that. Stand up. Do not stop. The oppressed shall be oppressed no more. The oppressors have lived off the sacrifice of what you've given and what you do for too long. They have lined their pockets with the money that comes from your pain, and it is enough. The special groups, the NRA, the oil companies, the pharmaceutical companies, the Bill Gates that sit here and thrive every single time there is a catastrophe. It's enough. Gun sales in the United States are up and the NRA loves it. It's enough. But education is down. Healthcare is down. But look at who's making the money. We have a pandemic, 41 pharmaceutical companies, 41 CEOs, record sales. Bill Gates, more money. Stocks. Oh, the vaccine's not working. Dump the stocks. Let's go to this now. Come on, guys. At some point, those people that are crying conspiracy theory over everything, at some point they get it right. And at some point it's not conspiracy. It's just looking at it. Stop showing me Donald Trump's airplane and him walking into a hotel. I don't care. Stop it with that. Nobody cares anymore. Whatever happens, happens. If he goes to jail, he goes to jail. If he runs for the presidency and loses, he loses. If he wins, he wins. It's over. But quite frankly, Make note of those politicians that belittle you, that don't listen to you, that throw you out of your protests, that pass laws that make note. And when it's time to vote them out. I don't care if there's two Democrats and one guess what? Vote them out just to put somebody new in. Hit them where it hurts. Take their money away from them. That's the only way they're going to listen, because it doesn't matter. Because a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 24 hours, 3 months from now, when a mass shooting happens again and their children are at home getting homeschooled and your kids are the ones that are in danger, do you think they care? They don't. So you march. Matter of fact, I encourage every single student, every single teacher, before the school year is over, you walk out. Walk out and don't come back. Don't. What are they going to do? Expel all of you? Fire? I'm talking about across the country. Leave. The National Walkout Day was fine. We need more. Don't return to school. If school's almost over and you're done, don't return to school. Don't go until they do something, and acknowledge that your life matters, because they're not doing it. They're crapping all over you, and they will continue to do so. Let's catch a budge with Brandon, guys. Sorry about the wind. Next time I'll be inside, but happy whatever day it is. Is it Wednesday? I don't know what day it is. Tuesday.